Hi, everyone. Welcome to this Tuesday, October 10th, 2023 workshop meeting of the Oyster Bay East Norwich Central School District. I'd like to call the meeting to order, and can everyone please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Okay, I'd like to turn it over to Dr. Yanni for the superintendent's report.
Thank you, Ms. Kowalski, and good evening, everyone. It's very difficult to believe that we are 2 weeks away from Halloween and students are ready. I've been visiting multiple schools and the staff, and everybody's doing very well. Open school houses were great at every school. It was nice to see all the parents, and that is my favorite night of the year because I get to welcome everybody and talk to all the parents, as many as I possibly can. So thank you for attending. It was a great event. I also want to take this opportunity to thank Dr. Danka. She's our supervisor of guidance, and all the counselors on the work done during the summer and all the work that they're doing behind the scene to get the seniors ready for the college application process. On Wednesday, September 20th, we had the Senior Year Family College Information Night, and Dr. Danka presented topics like finalizing the college list, the common application, important application deadlines, letter of recommendation, FAFSA, and all the other types of information related to the guidance department. It was a great night. So thank you, Dr. Danka, and thank you to all the counselors. Great job. We also had the School Counseling Center hosted a very successful college mini fair on Wednesday. We welcomed a total of 44 colleges and universities, and I think the students had a great chance to talk to all the advisors, so it was great. So thank you again. The board has a subcommittee called the Legislative Committee, and we met to prepare for a meeting with Senator Jack Martins. I would like to take this opportunity to thank Ms. Kowalski and Ms. Santos. They took time out of their day to prepare and to meet with Senator Martins. We discussed at the meeting many important topics, such as foundation aid, reserve flexibility related to TAN, tax anticipation note, internship opportunities for students, and also opportunities for capital grants. So thank you again. And we truly look forward to work with Senator Martin throughout the upcoming school year to address legislative items that impact our district. In terms of sport, I know that Mr. Bramoff is here. Mr. Bramoff will have a complete update, but we had some impressive accomplishments that I want to quickly share with you. The boys cross country is ranked 5 in the state, and the team has wrapped up the division championship and is looking to defend its county championship on October 28th and compete for the state championship on November 11th in Verona, New York. The girls cross country team is also competing for a county championship and a possible bid to the state championship as a team this year. All-state runner Chris Tarduno could break several records this year, and in fact, this past weekend, he broke a school record by running an impressive 5K in 17:01, which is quite an accomplishment.
That's really good.
My marathon Sunday was not that fast,
No,
Ms.
it wasn't.
Kowalski. A little slower. So he's going to compete in the county and state championship. We're very proud of him. And I also want to congratulate Joe Gotti. was the first Bayman ever to be named to the Newsday preseason top 100 list as a football player. So congratulations,
Wow.
Joe. This time of the year, the counselors and the supervisors of guidance are very busy deciding the valedictorian and salutatorian. So I'm very happy to congratulate our valedictorian, Anya Kelly, and our salutatorian, Diana Bassard, for the class of 2024.
Congratulations.
So Val and Sal is the highest academic honor awarded to the graduating class. Obviously, this selection is a direct reflection of the dedication and diligence that Anya and Diana have put into their high school career. Accomplishment like this reflect the work of the teachers, the parents, and the entire community, and they have done a wonderful job. So congratulations on this amazing accomplishment. In January, we will have a formal presentation with a plaque, and we post the plaque in our hall next to the principal's office. So stay tuned for January. I'm also very, very proud to congratulate Oyster Bay High School junior Rose Lindstrom. She has accomplished something incredible for a high schooler. Rose was recognized as one of only 27 students in the world to earn a perfect score on the Advancement Placement Seminar exam. Rose was enrolled in the AP seminar as part of the AP capstone that we have, and earned the highest score. But for Rose was not a big deal, because the big deal was that she scored every possible point on the exam. Approximately, I like to always look at the stats, approximately 75 students from around the world took the AP seminar exam last spring, making Rose only 0.04% of students to get a perfect score. This dedicated student received 5 in all the AP classes that she took last year, and she's enrolled this year in 5 AP exams: AP Biology, AP Computer Science, AP Human Geography, AP Language and Composition, and AP US History. But she has all of this, and on top, she's also part of the varsity team, the golf team. She's the opinion editor of the school student-run newspaper. Is your day longer than 24 hours? And the Harbor Voice, and is the president of Model UN. Rose is quite an impressive accomplishment. We are so proud of you. Please come up. We'd like to give you a certificate.
Great job, Rose.
Rose, I know you have a lot of AP courses, so if you have to do homework, this is a good time to leave. All right. At this point, I would like to bring to the podium Erica G. Yopak to give us an update on the Board of Education goals with a specific focus on the Fine Performing and Media Arts update. Did I say that right? It was a long name, right?
You got it all.
Right.
Perfect.
Excellent. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. So it's only October, but the Fine Performing and Media Arts Department is already up to quite a lot, which I look forward to sharing with you this evening. So I am presenting this in 3 categories in alignment with our Board of Education goals, starting with student achievement, finance and operations, and of course, promoting community, which I think our department does an amazing job of. So starting with our student achievement opportunities. Of course, we're running all the same clubs we always run in our department. I did want to just make mention of one new addition this year, which I'm super excited about. We are offering the first ever National Junior Honor Society at Vernon School, which is the National Junior Art Honor Society, which Miss Crawley is heading up with her 6th graders. So that induction ceremony will be at the same time as the Vernon Art Show this year. So we're really, really excited about that. I'm also really happy to announce that we have approval this year for 2 different colleges in dual enrollment agreements. So as you can see on the right side, those are some of the courses that were approved for college credit with those colleges, both 5 Towns and LIU Post. And we are pending approval for Stony Brook University, and that's also looking really promising. So last week, we got our official letter from New York State Department of Education, which was a year's work in the making. We have our very first New York State Career and Technical Education program approved in Oyster Bay, which is for TV production and multimedia journalism. This was quite a heavy lift, as I said, a year in the making, which included developing curriculum, having different dual enrollment agreements in place, making sure that we have different work-based learning opportunities for students to earn those hours. And we are so proud that we can offer this pathway to our students as either an alternative graduation pathway, or if you're a student who's getting an advanced Regents diploma, this can be a beautiful endorsement that goes over top their advanced Regents diploma that says that they went above and beyond in this area of expertise. So you may have walked up and down the hallway here at Oyster Bay over the past year and seen our beautiful art installation, which is rotating each and every month, showcasing student work from our artists grades 7 through 12. I am very excited to announce that Teddy Roosevelt is up next. So Miss Brusman and I have been hatching our little plan. So if you've ever seen that alphabet wall in the kindergarten wing at Teddy Roosevelt, we're going to be creating new letters, but underneath each letter will be a frame which includes student artwork that starts with the letter of the alphabet. So if it's a really beautiful abstract art version of an ice cream cone, it'll go under the letter I, and then that will rotate in and out every month, showcasing different student artists' work over at Teddy Roosevelt. And in alignment with career and technical education, I did want to make mention of the efforts our department is making in terms of work-based learning and collaborating with outside organizations and having outside partnerships. I'm just going to make mention of 2. So as you have heard about our amazing collab that's going to be up on the 2nd floor, in anticipation of that, we have an interdisciplinary project set to go with our culinary department and our TV broadcasting department, where they're going to go to a local business. They're going to do a food critique and review of this new business. They're going to learn a lot from the chef. And then our broadcasting folks are going to interview everyone that works there and make a really cool project. And up on the top right, that's actually a former alum of the Oyster Bay Art Department who has a beautiful ceramic studio in town. He has opened that studio to our student artists, and we're looking forward to visiting him soon. So along with work-based learning, one of the things that New York State wanted to see is how are we documenting these experiences? So we are working with an app called Passport for Good, and the TV production as well as the Seal of Civic Readiness are piloting this. You think of this kind of like a transcript for all the extracurricular things that students are doing. So how do we document their internships? How do we document the clubs and honor societies that they're in? And this app allows for that and allows for that record to be generated and shared with colleges they're applying for or potential employers. So it's a really great tool we're looking forward to working with this year. On to finance and operations. So our department was in need of some instruments. We took a long, hard look at how we were going to procure these instruments, musical instruments, and we decided that the best route to go was through Nassau BOCES program. It's a lease to purchase program. What's so incredible about this program is it might be a little hard for you to read from where you are, but you can access this PowerPoint later. The discount on the retail price of the instruments is anywhere between 47% and 65% off what you would pay if you were to purchase these instruments. In addition, all of these are state aidable through Nassau BOCES. So we just welcomed our first few cellos that came in. We have another Yamaha euphonium on the way. So we're really excited to do this in a financially responsible way. And along with that procurement process, we also created a digital instrument inventory using DeCapo inventory, which allows us to track where our instruments are if they're being borrowed by students. It allows us to send our instruments out for repair so we know where they are when they come back, if they came back in good working order. It allows us to pull historical data about the instrument to see when it's ready to be accessed. And this has been a really wonderful tool that we introduced to the department as well. And along with that, we also developed a musical instrument loan contract, which is being used district-wide for our students who are borrowing school-owned property. And we also use a similar contract for students who are borrowing school cameras. And here we are in this beautiful space. But the next time we see you here, there is going to be a brand new sound system. We actually start the work tomorrow. So the lift is going to be in here. We're going to have brand new sound equipment, upgraded speakers. We're going to have a new soundboard up there. We're going to have new monitors here on the balcony rail and a beautiful touchscreen panel that will have pre-generated cues to easily access sound in the space. I just want to take this time to thank you as the community and thank the Board of Ed for making this project possible. And we promise we will make good use of it. And just rolling right along with some of our other renovation projects, we have the Oyster Bay TV studio. As you can see, we have our anchor desk. We have lighting beginning to be installed, wiring happening for our studio cameras, and we are so eager to get in that space. And over at Vernon, if you've passed by, you see this is what it currently looks like. Behind the scenes, the Vernon music teachers and I have been doing a lot of planning about what these spaces are going to look like. What do the teachers need? In terms of casework, how many instruments do we have to store? Where does the music go? So they've been really involved in helping along the way. So I really appreciate that. And we are using a wonderful ticketing system. This is our second year using it. It's at no cost to the district. This allows the those who are trying to purchase tickets for any of our shows to easily purchase them online. It also allows us to keep really great historical data about how our shows are selling. And it has a really nice user interface, I think. And last but certainly not least, community. This is just a small snapshot of some of the events we're going to take part in this year. I did want to highlight those in purple because it will be our second annual, last year being the pilot year, but I'm so glad to be able to bring back for a second year our 4D holiday movie night with all sorts of special effects in here. So we hope to see you at that. Our staff figure drawing in the courtyard was really successful last year as a community builder, and our now second annual family paint party at Teddy Roosevelt. And all of those proceeds went to benefit the Oyster Bay Food Pantry. And we're not just busy on campus, we're also very busy off campus. We have some really exciting events happening this year, starting off with our middle level band performing at Madison Square Garden right on the court for the Empire Classic college basketball game. We have our high school students performing at Carnegie Hall. We have our Vernon choirs going to the Life Enrichment Center. And of course, we have all the other awards and showcases and competitions that our students always participate in happening as well. We like to stay connected because we're so busy and keep you abreast to all the things that we're doing in the department. I try to adhere to a FAPA post a day in Oyster Bay and try to get something on social media every day from one of the 3 schools. This is a new Instagram account. I just started it last month, so please follow us and see all the things that are going on that I wasn't able to talk about this evening. And in terms of communication, both the Director of Technology, myself, and Mr. Dolan are working on creating a really clear umbrella network, TV network, so that everything's in one place. So for example, we're going to call it the Oyster Bay TV Umbrella Network. Under that, we'll have Bay Sports, which is a live streaming not all, but many of our sporting events. We have our Bay News Now, which is our morning news. And we have our Board of Ed Live, which is happening right now, this sort of live stream. We're going to be creating 3 new channels, which are going to be a channel for each of the 3 buildings. So for example, when the egg hatching event happens, we can, tune into that live, or when graduation is happening, we can tune into that live. So this is part of a much larger project that we are working on right now. And I have to just thank my department. They are the most incredible human beings and arts educators, and I am so fortunate to work with them and our honorary department members in the theater department, our clerical, our custodial staff, our board, our superintendents, and all of you who help to support this department, bringing your kids to rehearsals, coming to our concerts. It truly takes a village, and I feel very fortunate to be part of this village. Thank you.
I have a couple of questions on the presentation, if you don't mind. So the first question I have, you had mentioned, let me get back.
Yes.
So first of all, great presentation.
Thank you.
And, I really have to thank Dr. Yanni's vision for the broadcasting studio, because he really brought that to the board, and it has taken off and been wonderful for our district. Do we have the capability, and have we been working with the colleges in order for our students who want to pursue broadcasting as a career, in order to send tapes and films of our students, and have we done that, and what does that look like?
That's a really great question. So in terms of the curriculum that we send to the state, if you're going to do this pathway in its entirety and complete all the required courses, one of the courses is in terms of like the career and financial management end of things. They would actually develop a reel, like a sample reel that they could send off to the colleges. And for that sort of a major, they would need to submit something like that, showcasing the TV production related or broadcasting related work that they did. So that's something that we built into the curriculum.
Excellent. And then for the partnerships that you were mentioning, so some of them could be career partnerships,
Right.
but others could also facilitate these people who would want to go on to college in order to fine tune their broadcasting skills. So it's really for both?
100% it's for both. So these are the things that you need to prepare for both the career to be industry ready, but also, quite frankly, you will be ahead of the curve of what's happening at the college level. Most students will not be entering the college level having had these experiences, these type of particular classes, having access to industry standard equipment, know how to operate a switcher, know how to operate these sorts of things. So it is absolutely preparing you for both simultaneously.
Great. Thank you very much. I
You're
appreciate it.
welcome.
Thank you.
To conclude my report, I would like to share the following information with the community. I would like to start by making it crystal clear that our students are and will always be my top priority. Students at Vernon and in all the other schools in Oyster Bay, East Norwich Central School District are doing great. For the past few weeks, they've been learning, playing sports, winning, and rehearsing for upcoming plays and musicals. Over the past week, the school district has received a few questions regarding the principal of Vernon. As you can see tonight, the principal resignation is on the agenda. This resignation by the principal had nothing to do with any issue with our students or staff. One of the issues that has been raised is the manner in which the school district hires, disciplines, or terminates staff members in the school district. It is important to note that as the superintendent of schools, I am not at liberty to discuss personnel information, and I understand that this fact of not being able to discuss information is upsetting some individuals of the community. The school district follows a comprehensive hiring process. When it comes to the hiring of professional staff in the school district, we utilize a statewide platform called OLAS. When a vacancy exists in the school district, it is posted on the OLAS online job platform, and applicants submit their interest in the position online. As part of the online application, interested individuals are required to answer many questions regarding their qualification for the posted position. This is the first step the school district takes to vet candidates who are interested in employment with it. The school district relies on the applicant's truthfulness in providing the required information for the posted position. If the candidate's qualification meet the requirements of the school district, applicants are then invited for several interviews with various personnel in the school district and with community members. Further, all candidates are required to submit their fingerprint to the New York State Education Department to be cleared for employment in a public school district. School districts are able to check that the applicant is in possession of the required certification for the position being filled. Central office personnel and building level administration are also typically interviewed by the Board of Education before being hired. This process was followed in its entirety when the Vernon principal was hired. In the event that additional information is provided to the school district concerning the hiring of a particular staff member, it is my responsibility to report to the Board of Education and handle the specific personnel issue at hand. It is important to note that any material misrepresentation during the hiring process is also handled to the fullest extent possible. I trust that the information provided to you tonight has answered any questions the community may have concerning the school district's hiring practices and transparencies. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Yanni. Let's move on to the approval of minutes. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes as listed and attached below?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Let's move on to public participation on agenda items. In accordance with the open meetings law, school board meetings where school district business will be discussed are open to the public. The Oyster Bay East Norwich Board of Education welcomes public comment at its meetings. The Board of Education will respond to comments and/or inquiries in the appropriate manner. This portion of the meeting is designed exclusively for agenda items. A sign-in book is provided for those residents wishing to address the board. In order to be recognized, you must be signed in. Each speaker will be allowed a maximum of 3 minutes. The board president will call you to the microphone in the order in which you have signed in. Public discussion is prohibited regarding matters relating to an individual's reputation, privacy, or right to due process, which in some way could be violated. A second commentary period is provided for non-agenda items prior to adjournment. We thank you for your participation and cooperation. Ms. Erin Nastri?
Is this on? Good evening. Thank you so much for taking our questions. This summer, I was here asking for policy and transparency. What I got was an explanation of our test scores and graduation rates, and here we are. As somebody that's been an educator for over 20 years, I am more than aware of the process that we do in hiring teachers and administrators. Yes, it starts on OLAS, but it is the responsibility of the superintendent and the Board of Education to make sure that that information is accurate before they are hired. I am curious on the resume, if there was a gap in the resume for years that were not accounted for, why that wasn't checked on the Teach Online account. Any Teach Online account can be accessed from any HR administrator, and you can see exactly every single person's record of where they've taught, where they've been an administrator. So I'm curious how come that gap was not recognized before this person was hired.
Sure.
Thank you for your question. I thought that I answered the question when you came in August, but obviously I didn't make it clear, so I'm going to try to make it clear tonight. We have two policies. We have policy 2210 that allows subcommittees of the board. Those are committees that are advisory in nature only, so they have no authority to act on behalf of the board. So that's one thing. And the second thing, the most important one, is the policy 4210 that is posted online. And I'm going to read a couple sections to you so you can not come back and ask me the same question again. So he or she,
I'm sorry to interrupt you. The first time I
Let me
asked, you
finish.
did not refer to policy.
okay. So I want to make it clear this time so it will be clear to you. So it is he or she, referring to the superintendent, shall recommend to the board the appointment of all instructional and support personnel. J, he or she shall be responsible for recommending for hire, evaluating, promoting, and dismissing professional and non-professional staff personnel. L, he or she plan to coordinate the recruitment of teachers and other staff. So it is my job to recommend to the board any hiring. The second part of your question is related to a personnel matter that I cannot discuss in public.
So you will not answer the fact that apparently the Teach account was not looked at, because on every single educator's Teach account lists exactly what their experience is and where they have had that experience.
Like I stated in my statement, the process was followed in its entirety. Unfortunately, I'm not at liberty to discuss personnel matter.
Thank you. Okay, let's move on to approval of instructional personnel items. Resolved upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, the Board of Education of the Oyster Bay East Norwich Central School District hereby approves the instructional personnel items as listed in their entirety. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. We can move on to non-instructional personnel items. Resolved upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, the Board of Education of the Oyster Bay East Norwich Central School District hereby approves the non-instructional personnel items as listed in their entirety. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Let's move on to special services. Resolved upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, the Board of Education of the Oyster Bay East Norwich Central School District hereby approves the special services resolutions as listed in their entirety. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Let's move on to new business. Resolved upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, the Board of Education of the Oyster Bay East Norwich Central School District hereby approves the new business resolutions as listed in their entirety. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Let's move on to public participation on non-agenda items. Do we have anybody signed in? Mr. Kevin McKenna?
I wanted to first speak on the agenda item, but we rushed it so that,
It's okay. You can come up. Sure.
so I'd like to speak on the agenda item, and then I also want to speak in public comment. I am here,
Agree.
Hi, Kevin McKenna, and I'm here as a taxpayer in the town of Oyster Bay. I live in Syosset, and I'm also here representing Nassau County NY News, LLC. And this is the agenda item. I do want to compliment the lady who spoke earlier. I go to many schools, especially in Nassau County, and you have one of the best sound systems out of every school that I have attended in Nassau County, and quite frankly, I don't understand why you're wasting money to replace it. But let's move on. Superintendent Ianni, obviously I'm well aware of the fact that you have been following the reporting and the coverage that I have been providing to over 20,000 people in Nassau County. And it's unfortunate that I was unable to speak to you to try to get your feedback on a lot of the information that is still coming my way, not only from employees within the Oyster Bay East Norwich School District, but also folks from the Oyster Bay area. And I had left you messages, and it's unfortunate. It's not just you. I don't want to single you out. It's unfortunate that superintendents hide behind their public relations firms. Because when your office referred me to Syntax, your public relations firm, I don't understand what you're paying them for. Because when I speak to them, their answer to me is that I need to call back the school because they don't have answers to my questions, which are not personnel matters. I understand that you don't want to talk about personnel matters, okay? You are advised by the school district's attorneys. You are advised. You're advised. It's not a law. So you could have saved a lot of aggravation and controversy within the community if you at least heard what I wanted to talk to you about. And as a matter of fact, you might have appreciated a lot of the information that I can provide to you so that you know what is taking place underneath you.
Dr. Yanni, we're at time, 3 minutes.
And I'll wrap it up.
Yeah.
I'll wrap it up. You have the ability as a man to speak about issues. You don't need to hide behind the advice of your attorneys. You are paid a lot of taxpayer money, And
Okay,
and
that's,
the residents
we
in
gave
Oyster Bay
extra
have a
time.
right
3 minutes is
to
up.
get answers to their questions, and you're wasting your money paying syntax. You're wasting your money, and in closing.
Thank you,
in
Mr.
closing-
McKenna.
Thank you.
In
Your 3
closing-
minutes,
Wrap it up.
you're
in
at
closing-
over
in
4 minutes
closing,
now.
I want the board to know, because I know
Can
that
we
you
shut
won't
the
answer
mic?
this question. I want the board to know that Mr. Gabosi's wife had a past relationship with
come
Jessica
on.
Beta, and you all
okay,
had to
it-
know, you all had to know
Mr.
before
McKenna.
you
Yeah.
hired.
Mr. McKenna.
You all
Can you-
had
Mr.
to know
McKenna.
before
Thank
you
you.
hired
Thank
Jessica
you.
Beta,
asking-
you had to know
Yeah.
about her background because of the relationship
Right.
that his wife had
Okay,
with Miss
okay,
Beta.
that's it.
Okay.
That's it.
No, I'm not going anywhere. I'm finished and I'm sitting down, okay? I'm not going anywhere. And whatever you do, do not put your hands on me. I've been through this before, and I don't want to have to sue you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay?
Thank you.
Do I have a motion to adjourn the meeting? It's the end of it.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everybody.
Easy for you.